What is up, everybody? Welcome to Boss to Boss. Today's episode is a rants and recaps R&R. Let's get it. We actually moved things around a little bit this week. We had to do some couple changes. We were both me, Steve Wiley, and I, my producer, part of the Boss to Boss Productions team. We were out at 10X, and we were getting a lot of good, juicy content for you. But with that, we kind of fell back a little bit with our interview, and we had to flip-flop things this week. So we're actually going to do the rant Monday. So you are listening to this today, Monday, and we'll have the interview back up to the regular schedule on Wednesday. So don't worry. I know you were waiting for that amazing interview today. Well, you will be getting it again on Monday. Those didn't go anywhere. You just get to hear more of my sexy voice right now. So, without further ado, yeah. So, kind of what I mentioned first. Steve and I, we made it out to Miami for 10X, and that was it was interesting. It was I guess what I'm gonna do this episode really quick is go over conferences. I kind of talked about that before, but then specifically 10X. If you attended last year and you attended this year, go into the same conference again, and then the venue selection, pros and cons. Kind of going to give my quick review of what I thought of the conference, and then I'll catch all you up on Hodgepodge, kind of the current things that have been happening recently, if there's enough time. But without further ado, so I went to 10X last year. It was probably the first ever conference I went to, first ever first ever entrepreneur business sales conference. I never really was a conference person. The only time I ever went to these things was for accounting when I was part of the CPA firm I was at. I had to do like trainings and things like that. I guess that's as close as to a conference I ever got. But nothing like this on this scale, especially with 10X, Grant Cardone's conference, which last year I think was like 9 or 10,000 people, and then this year was like 25, 30,000 people. Nothing on this scale. And that I just mentioned that right there. You heard it. It was 9,000 people or so last year. It was in Las Vegas. It was in an arena. It was my first time ever going to a conference, so maybe that had a little bit to do with it. So I was a lot more pumped up. I was more like, what's going to happen? Boom, boom, boom. I was meeting up with my mastermind group, so there was a lot more people I knew. I just had that excitement in the air the whole time. And this year, it was in Miami as opposed to Vegas. It was in a baseball baseball park. So in Marlins Baseball Park, which has the capacity of 40,000 plus. But supposedly the numbers were 25 to 30,000, give or take. So we're looking at about 3 times the amount of people compared to last year. And yes, this was my second time going, so the excitement wasn't there. I wasn't really there to meet as many people either, people that I knew. So that was another thing. So all those things kind of to put together, it wasn't as good of a conference for me. Not to say it wouldn't have been for you or for anybody else, but for me, it wasn't as good because the venue, it being so big, and I get it, Grant Cardone, 10X, they wanted to make sure that it's the biggest, baddest event, and I mean they did. They had Grant Cardone flew in, he skydived and flew in, from a parachute from a plane. That's how he entered on day 1. Day 2, he had Snoop Dogg perform. Day 3, he had Little John perform. I mean, he had Steve Harvey there, Jack Canfield speaking, plenty of big names, and so he definitely killed it with performance and just being big and extreme and crazy level. That he killed it, but I guess I personally preferred the arena feel, the 9,000 or so people that were there last year, because it was more contained. It was a little bit like, imagine being at a baseball game and then being at a basketball game or a hockey game. Usually the ones in the arena rumble a little more. They shake a little more. It's a little more intense because it's just more enclosed. Whereas a baseball field, that there's openings, there's a roof that was, closing in and out. A lot more open space, a lot more echo. So that's the part. Like if I were to do something like this, if I were ever to throw an event, I would stick with an arena for something like this. And then being so many people, it didn't feel as exclusive, at least for me. I prefer smaller things. I prefer to get some more one-on-one time, some chances to actually meet some of the speakers. That's probably the main reason I go, is to try to meet some of the speakers, try to meet some of the bigger name people there, and just collaborate and talk with, and just meet people in general. So I mean, there's definitely people to meet, but are you going to go and meet one of the speakers or meet one of the bigger names? I mean, good luck. Good chance. With such a big venue, they're usually in and out. There's way too many people for them to meet because, I mean, how the hell are they going to have time to meet 20,000+ people that would be, waiting in line trying to meet them? One of these speakers, for example. And, just a lot harder to contain an event like that. So for me, from my experiences and from being a consumer of this product, of these events, I would definitely stick with an arena and do something smaller and charge more. That's another thing. I think last year the cheapest tickets were like $300 or $500. I think I want to say something like that. Yeah, like four to 500 maybe. Those are the cheapest prices. You're going to a good event when those are the cheapest tickets. Like you're expecting to really get your money's worth, and I did. We definitely did. With this year, I mean, they had tickets going for $50, $100. Like those, last second seats left, but general admission was like $150, and it made it open to just a lot more people, to just anybody off the streets wanting to come to the event. It made it more that people bought tickets, didn't show up, or just they're like, oh, well, there's an event in town, whatever, let's check it out. What's the big fuss? So there's a lot more people that just didn't care about it. That's one thing, and just I guess that's kind of my take. I still met people. I got to meet Alex Murr, Dr. Alex Murr. You might have seen him, heard of him. He started up the company Zoosk. It was that online dating app or site. And then he has Mentor Box with Ty Lopez. So I got to meet him, but it was more just me being at the right place, right time. I got to sneak into VIP. Another right place, right time moment. I forgot my ticket at the hotel, at my friend's place that I was crashing at during the event, and I kind of had to like talk my way into letting them let me into the event. Hopefully, I won't say who did it because that dude would get fired for sure. He really went out of his way for me. I snuck in. He got me into the events, and he got me in through the VIP doors too. So I got to like go to the Marlins, locker room and walk, where the players hang out. Got to kind of like see the facility and then walk out in the VIP area, which is like the field seating, like right in the baseball field. So that was pretty badass. So I still got full use of the event. I met some people. You'll see coming out soon in the next few weeks. Travis Chappell. We did a live interview actually at my friend's place. He came back, and so that was pretty badass. And I met a couple of cool people, got some good clips of me just like talking, or me talking with somebody random I met at the event. Steve was recording. So we got some good clips, a few good things here and there. But overall, like the family feel, being VIP, or that just close knit, a lot less people being able to meet speakers and talk to them. That wasn't all there. So that's the part I think slacked a little. Would I go back again? Probably not. Unless I got a free ticket again, and if it changed venues, it would have to change venues. I would not go back to this one in Miami. I love Miami. I mean, one day I'm going to move and live in Florida, that's for sure. My family's out in Fort Lauderdale. I love it out there, but the venue just wasn't what I thought it would be. If it was like Vegas, it was another thing that helped in Vegas is that your venue and then all the events after the venue were all in the same hotel, like same, like there was a bar literally right outside of the venue in the hotel, which was in Mandalay Bay, I believe. And we could all just go and hang out afterwards. You don't know who you're going to run into. You could have like little networking events every single night right after the event. Here, it's like they had one event and it was like a exclusive event in the stadium. I don't know if you heard that, but Moose, the vegan dog Moose is here, and he officially woke up. But I felt a little more exclusive. I guess that would have been nicer, So Vegas, as much as I hate going to Vegas all the time, it was much better, and the event was still kick-ass event. Grant Cardone definitely outdid himself, but I probably wouldn't go if it was in Miami, Marlins Park next year. And so that's kind of, so me and Steve were there. We traveled together for the first time. It was a lot of ups and downs, We got some good content though, and and it was a good experience because he actually was able to like record me talking. I wish we got some more footage. We probably could have gotten a little bit more if we kind of planned it better, but it all happened so last seconds, and we kind of did what we could in the amount of time we had. And quick transition now to Hodgepodge. Things are starting to pick up. It's what is today, like February 11th or so, and things are really starting to pick up. We're already starting to get, like this whole week, we're pretty swamped. Next week, we're already kind of almost pretty busy as well, like half the week. So it's not even March yet, so I'm kind of planning ahead. We just bought our 4th truck officially. We're looking to get a 5th one too that we kind of have planned from the same seller, and got my new operations lead, dispatch lead. He's really coming on board. I've had to train him a lot. It's like a lot of sit downs with him, but I mean, it was nice. I wanted to kind of test out the system with me gone while I was in Miami. Like I stayed an extra 2 days for myself just to kind of get away from everything, from the hustle and bustle. But I was still working. But I wanted to see how he would handle everything without me being there. And things went pretty smooth. Things went pretty good. So it's nice. It's nice to see that investments are paying off. And even though, this was the biggest investment we've made in Hodgepodge, it is paying off, and it's nice to see. I'll definitely keep you guys posted on how things are going to get with the busy season. But I think right now, for me, the most important thing is preparation. We got the extra truck. We're looking to get one more truck for when things really go crazy, and we want to have a backup just in case. And then I hired an additional worker officially just now, officially as of today. And then another mover driver. And then I have a few more lined up. We're kind of planning our teams out to have like 3 or 4 teams going at once, compared to last year when we had 1 team going. And then at some points we had 2, like only at some points. So it's a big step up, 3, 4 teams, maybe 5 if things go really, really good. So it's a lot's going on, a lot's happening. Vegan dog Moose is here. He wants to say hi, but he's coming up here. He's coming up. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing awesome. I hope you guys are crushing your week. I hope you're gonna crush the rest of your week. I know that. Stay tuned for some amazing interviews coming up. So many good things happening. I just love being here and talking to all you. I wish you could see what's happening here with Vegan Dog Moose. He's trying to lick my feet right now, but too bad my socks and sandals are there, so he can't lick the socks or the sandals. Anyways, now I'm just ranting. Love you guys. Love you all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Another episode of Boss to Boss, rants and recaps. We'll be talking again soon. Crush the rest of your week. Peace.
That is all for this episode of Boss to Boss. Your next step is to visit bosstoboss.com, where you will find proven techniques followed by professionals to help you make that next step. Again, that is boss2boss.com. And remember, the time is now.